What is going on, everybody? My name is Chris. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I am. Today, I'm bringing you guys a brand new Skate 3 video. We're going to actually be doing a park build series. I haven't done one of these in about a year or so I'm really looking forward to doing another one. You know, it's something we haven't done in a while, and I'm just looking forward to it. I was thinking about it, and the nice thing about doing the park build series that I can't do necessarily in one single long video is that I can get really into detail and specific on what I'm doing in this video. So it's just a little bit easier than having to kind of put everything together and make sure I have a whole park done and everything. So we're just going to focus on, you know, basically I want this to be more of like a learning, but also if you do want to end up building these parks, you can. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And right now I'm actually going to start at the downtown area. We're going to fill up the prop meter. I usually do this only because it helps prevent the game from freezing. And I mean, it's just something that I do. I know I get questions like that every once in a while, so that's why I'm doing this. So if you want to do that, you can. And I'm going to save this park just so I have it at least saved. And we're going to be doing a city park, and it's going to be, you know, and it's kind of funny because I did this about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's going to be different than the last one for sure. From what I have in mind, you know, I want to make a street and I want to make sure there's a slappy curb. So we're going to be kind of doing in general for this episode, just setting up the kind of the main area of the park, and we're going to be going from there. So this park is actually going to be no merge and no DLC, just so anybody can build it. If you guys want, maybe if you guys are enjoying this, I can do more episodes. And before we get even more into it, so I have this option for collision. I know some people say like no merge, meaning like literally you can't put anything into each other. What I mean by no merge, I mean no merge glitch. So I have this option right here with collision, and I don't know if it's with the downloaded versions, but if I have collision on, I can't put stuff in, but I can put 3 objects into each other if I have collision off. So we'll see, I can put stuff into each other, but it's max 3. That's what I mean by no merge glitch. So I do have that option. So if you don't, I apologize, but that's just the way it's gonna go. So I'm gonna do a main street area. Like I said, we're gonna be doing kind of a city park, and the cool thing about that is that since the whole area is surrounded by these buildings, we can even play into it if we want. So if we want to be on this side, maybe, I don't know if I would necessarily want to be over here, but we can kind of play into that. So I'm gonna definitely have a street maybe on this side. We'll lower it just a little bit. And I'm going to be flipping over these pads because it looks like a pretty good concrete. Now, normally I would use the DLC sidewalk. If you flip that on its side, it has this really good texture for a street. It looks exactly like how asphalt would be, but this is kind of what we got to deal with right now. So I'm just making this a little bit longer. We're going to make this completely dark. I don't know. We're going to kind of, I mean, we could change it later. So that's going to be our main road. And, you know, I kind of want to make it where maybe it's even like a pretty large highway, because then we can add like well, no, then we won't have to, we can't add really a grass thing. Well, no, we can. So I'm going to be doing that. So we're going to actually make this 2 things wide, and we might just make this one really long street, if I'm being honest, and kind of just make a ton of street spots. So I'm gonna extend this even longer than we really need it to and what I'm gonna be worried about. But so we'll have that there, and we're gonna just use the normal street area or the sidewalk for our pad. And you can make this as high or low as you want. I'm gonna just make it this high. Now I'm just placing this on this other side just so we have the exact height is the same. And I'm not gonna change this out, at least for right now. We can definitely, I wanna maybe add like where we kind of have it curve in, where it's like literally like a curb, or well, no, we're probably gonna do a slappy curb. And what I mean by that is that we're gonna take actually a wide rail and angle it, so then you can actually simply just ride up onto it like you would be able to do like a normal slappy curb. So it's a really cool, easy thing to do, and it just makes your park, you know, just a little bit more fun, a little bit more skatable. And I'm trying to duplicate this and go on the other side, but it's not wanting to do it. There we go. So we're going to have that on the other side. Very basic, very easy start to the park. And it's already taking up a lot of terrain, but again, this is going to be the majority of our park. We can build like courtyards, whatever we want to do. So now we have our big street area. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to put any cars in here, but you know, that's totally okay. Now, if we want to add either something like in the middle, what we can do is throw like if we want to like, like a divided highway type deal, we can have this grass in here actually, and kind of can just leave it at that, in all honesty. I mean, I just want to make sure it's lined up. Again, with the problem with having the no merge, you got to make sure everything's kind of in the same like square plane, or else you're going to get it like the game's going to freak out, which sucks, but that's the way it's going to be. Now, the way I'm going to be doing these is having it two things aligned. So yeah, we have it right there. Now, what we can do is either we're going to add rails probably on the ends of these, but I'm going to have these kind of topped off, kind of like where now it's we just have these curved edges, which you don't have to add, but I just want to add something like that. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to do it every other one, so you can kind of, I don't know, it just separates it a little bit more. So there we go. Now we got our middle area, and you might think that this kind of looks like a yellow stripe. We're gonna add some grass there later. So I'm gonna start with the curb area, and I'm gonna use the wide rail just because, again, it's literally the widest. And we're gonna change this to the factory setting. It looks kind of like concrete. And we're gonna make sure we test this first too. The nice thing about this is that we can actually have collision on, because rails and ledges in the skate game, for whatever reason, like don't apply to that collision. I mean, it does, but you can kind of mess with it. I don't know why. It's like they messed something with it. I don't know. It's, whoever was deciding that was like, okay, that's the way it's going to go, even though it kind of makes a little sense, but at the same time it doesn't. So right now I'm just moving stuff in. And the two key things that I want to make sure about this is that, one, I can kind of see it's going over it, but that's fine. And I want to make sure I can ride over the curb into the street with no issue. And I want to make sure it grinds. So right now we're having an issue where it's obviously a little bit too tall. I'd rather have it be a little too short than it be a little too tall. So now see how it's kind of going in. And if I mellow this out too much, it's going to not be worth it. So I want to make sure we need that like happy medium. So that's where you got to fine tune it. And this is where it's going to be really important to make sure that you get everything looking as close as possible. So right now I'm just angling it up, and that's way too low. There we go. That looks like a really good happy medium right there. It looks like I can ride over it. Maybe able to snap it on. So let's just ride over it, make sure it does skate somewhat well. I don't know if that was just me or if I'm crazy, but I don't think it went over. Let me just try to get a bunch of speed. It looks like it's fine. Let's just see. So we're hitting it a little bit. Obviously I'm not mad at it though, like, because I'm skating still fine. So we're gonna leave it at that, and I guess we got to do the import test and make sure that it does actually grind. So there we go. See how you can just ride up onto it. So we got our slappy curb, and we're gonna paste this entire thing on our curb. Again, this is like just another small little detail that we're adding into our park that's just gonna make it more skatable, and I just think more fun to skate it, in all honesty. That when you do add into your parks, definitely says a lot and adds a lot more dynamic like objects to skate. There we go. We just got to make sure we get this on both sides of the park. So there we go. We got our basic like main area of the entire park. We got a really wide street. We got a slappy curb. That's going to be really fun. I'm going to see if we can get a blunt into it. I think you would be able to if you hit it the right way. It looked like I was just about to do that. So like, that's really cool. I mean, that's something that's already going to make it really cool. And so then the next spot that I want to work on, now we can start working on what exactly we want to put here. So on this side, we're obviously not going to have that much wiggle room because we're just going to have these buildings, so we can even like have a park or something. But I think the first spot that I want to work on is we're going to have snapping on collision off. I want to do kind of like one of those like pyramid areas. And what I mean by that is that there's going to be kind of like, it's going to be a plaza slash area. I can't think of the way exactly, but it's similar to what I just did in the massive realistic park. So we're gonna have these ramps. I might have to make a custom stair set, but that's totally cool. And then we're gonna add this on this side. And I'm probably gonna be doing we're gonna do a brick area. And I can color those banks to whatever we wanna do. I'm actually gonna be turning this into, well, we're gonna have these be, I think, maybe grass areas. Yeah, I like that. So what I'm doing is that, because again, just the way with like merge glitch and everything, we're essentially, I'm gonna build grass right there. So all I have to do is just copy this area. And I think we're gonna, or do I wanna have this be, I might have to switch this. I just realized that. Well, no, I like that. No, we'll make short ledges. No, that'll be really cool. So we're gonna actually just copy and paste this exact same thing over here. It's gonna be a really cool like little street spot area. And then all we need to do, we can even do water gaps too if we want to. But I like the grass. I think it'll be cool. It'll be like a little courtyard area. So then all you gotta do is just kind of countersink it as low as you want. Fill in that grass area, and you can kind of see we're already gonna start getting a really cool area. So I'm gonna be building custom stairs right here just because with the merge we won't be able to, but that's not a issue. So if you can see, we already kind of got this. I'm gonna color these probably just because maybe we'll try to match the brick. That's actually pretty close. So I'm gonna build these stairs first. And stairs can be a real big pain depending on what you're trying to do. So we could even like extend this out or something and make it like a big 3-block. No, I don't think we're gonna be doing that, but I think the easiest way is honestly just gonna be using these factory ledges. And the problem is with the rails, they might be a pain to do, but we're just gonna have to deal with that. So we're gonna turn collision on because we won't be able to merge everything in. And the issue is we're gonna have to, which I'm totally okay with having this stair set extend out longer because it'll make it easier to throw a rail right there. Again, the issue with having to deal with merge is that you gotta kind of, work with what you got. But now I got this really long stair set, which is awesome because again, we'll just throw a rail there. We'll have snapping on, and there we go. So now we got our stair set. I'm kind of not getting exactly the way I wanted this thing to go, but that's not too big of an issue because what I'm thinking about doing is that just lowering this. So we're gonna raise this up a little bit because I wanted it to essentially be where, let me see if I can do this. So we're gonna actually delete that. We're gonna extend these two things over. And I have a feeling these should technically connect. There we go. And now what we can do is we'll only grab like up to here maybe and try to countersink this in. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want it to be a little bit shorter and then you can kind of, do the blunt slide over there. So this is only gonna be more like a 4 stair. Yeah, so I'm only gonna grab the top 4 stairs. Okay, so that's fine. So we're saving time, sorry about that, but that's again, something you're gonna have to deal with when park building is when you're testing your stuff out. So then now we have the stairs and this is off by a little bit. It's annoying me. There we go, that looks a lot more even now. I'm grabbing literally not one stair. There we go, now we got our little 4 stair, and this might kind of mess up the plans a little bit over here. Do we just leave it right there or do we have it go down? That's what I'm trying, that's my internal conflict is. I'm trying to figure this out. I think we might have to adjust this because if you guys can see, I want it to be like that. I like this, but it's just too short. We need to extend this out. That's the only issue. And to fix that, so what we can do is grab these. Is this lined up? For whatever reason, it just does not look like it is. Oh, okay, I see. It's just this part isn't lined up. There we go. So now it countersinks down. This will be more like skate park-ish, but that's totally cool. And Skate's gonna do this thing where it'll only allow one of these probably to connect. Awesome, so now we have this area. I'm really stoked about this because now it'll actually look really cool. So now we can have like a small ledge area and then it goes down to here. So that's really cool. We'll be able to add a lot of like rails or whatever it may be. So then you can grind up there. So that's going to be awesome. Kind of messes up a little bit of the flow of what I was trying to go for, but that's fine. What we can do is actually we're going to copy and paste. Well, we'll take these because I want to extend this out a little bit so you have more room to do stuff. You know what? I might just add some like stairs right here as like an entrance to something. Like, I guess you could skate this, but it's really more for just to like the entrance to the stairs. Like that part's, I mean, I guess you could skate it like going this way, but the whole point of it is that it's just going to back up to a building. So I know we didn't do too much this, I mean, we did, but again, park building takes a lot of time. If you haven't realized that, I do speed up a lot of stuff in my videos, but we will be doing a lot more, and like we'll get a lot of stuff like that. So you can already see I'm really excited about this park. Actually, it's already turning out to be really cool, and this we'll try to finish this courtyard area, and look how much more park we have to do. So there's a ton of stuff that we're going to be doing. So if you guys are building along, let me know down below in the comments, and I will try to put at least there should be another episode after this, because I'm going to be literally filming this right after today. So hopefully there'll be one in the next like day and a half or whatever. If anything, it'll be about Thursday or Friday. There'll be a part 2 to this. So we're going to be doing, you know, a brand new city park. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, make sure you click that like button. It really does help me out a lot. And I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.